Hey everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse coming to you with another pre-recorded video, guys, and another amazing, cute idea. So I was in the Dollar Tree the other day, walking around, browsing around and seeing what I could make. Originally, it was supposed to be a bee. The bee didn't work out so well. We all have those flops. So guys, I was in the Dollar Tree and I found these curlers. They are hair rollers, and I don't even know how to say the other name, but they come in 2 different sizes. And they come in a variety of colors. You could get pink, green, blue. And all it is a foam curler that you would use to put in your hair to give yourself some curls. It's just a foam curler. Now, when you're in the Dollar Tree, you're going to want the thinner ones. There are thick ones and there are thin ones. This one is a thin roll. It's about a little smaller than my finger, and I have thick fingers. So it's a little skinnier than my finger. The thicker ones are going to be very thick, and you will notice the difference. You get 6 in a pack of these little curlers. I'm going to tell you, green is going to probably work the best when you see right now that we are creating a faux green bean. Guys, the pink and blue will work. It just takes a little bit more paint to cover them than if you use the green one. Okay, so, but we are making a faux green bean right now. A faux green bean. Do you see them peeking in the corner there? So we're gonna make a faux green bean. So what you're gonna do is, this has a wire in it. They are bendable. You can bend them into any shape you want. I have other ideas of these coming up for Christmas, guys. So it won't be bad to grab more than 1 pack. But you'll get 6 green beans out of 1 pack, which make a cute little bunch. So you're going to take wire cutters of some sort, and all you're going to do is pull the foam down. You pull the foam down, and it releases the wire with the little tab. Just cut off a piece of the wire, and then you're going to do the same to the other side. This side you'll be able to pull right out, but don't pull it all the way out. Just pull it up. Just pull it out, and I'm cutting about an inch and a half off the wire. You still want some wire in your foam curler because they're cute when they're bent a little bit. They're cute when they're bent a little bit. And you're going to say, Lisa, how are you making this into a green bean? Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut a V on each side to make a point on your foam curler. So you see, I just made a point on my foam little curler, and we're going to do the same to the other side. You're just going to cut a V to make it into a V. Keep your wire inside. Then using, this is on high temp right now, but you should be using a low temp glue gun, because this is going to be a little tricky for me to do now because it was on high temp and I did not realize that, and my wire just fell out. Let's put my wire back in. Use a low temp glue gun if you have one. High temp will work. It's just going to melt the foam a little more. So we're going to put a little bit of hot glue into the center of your little cutout there. I'm going to let this cool for a second. And then what you're going to want to do, because the hot glue will burn, it should have been on low temp. So I'm just going to pinch and hold it closed is what I'm doing. I'm just pinching and holding it closed just for a second. And then I'm going to pull the glue off. As I'm pinching and squeezing, you want to just pinch and squeeze. Pinch and squeeze. You'll get little glue hunks here and there, but just pinch and squeeze until you have your little thing closed up. Guys, don't worry what it looks like. See how it looks? It still looks like a green bean. Doesn't matter how you pinch it closed. The little end piece on the thing is good if you can get one, because you know green beans have those little tiny strands, but it doesn't always happen. So just a little drop of glue. I'm gonna let it cool off for a second, because low temp glue works a lot better than high temp glue, because the high temp glue melts your foam more. So I'm just gonna pinch it closed for a second. Try to cool my glue off a little bit. You can use finger protectors for this. And I just squeeze. You're just going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And it takes a second for glue to harden. So you're going to have to hold it for a minute. And you can even, once it hardens a little bit, you can pinch it the other way too, just to kind of form your little closure. You may have an issue where it pops back open. Add a little bit of hot glue and do it again. Usually on the second try, this is working very well right now, but usually on the second try, I had it glued closed. So you see my other side is glued closed. Guys, wait until you see how adorable these come out. They're green beans. They're green beans. And it was supposed to be a bee, and it turned into a green bean. Now, the paint I found that really looks like a green bean to me is Apple Barrel Marsh Green. Apple Barrel Marsh Green is what I'm using for paint. And all you're going to do is you're going to take some of your paint and a paintbrush, and you're going to paint your little foam, your little piece of foam here, your little foam curler. You're going to paint it up. If you're using other colors than the green, it's probably going to take 2 or 3 coats. 2 or 3 coats to cover your entire green bean. And you could do half at a time and then set it down, and then just once it's dry, pick it up, do the other half, and then just give it one good coat. And I'm going to tell you what they come out like, because I have one already finished up, but I am going to show you what I did to one of mine. I'm going to wipe some of this green paint off. So these are my green beans that are nice and finished up. So you look, it looks like a green bean. Guys, it looks like a green bean. It looks like a green bean. This is supposed to turn into a bee craft, and it ended up being a green bean. Okay, so what I did is, this is my green bean. I took a little, you don't have to do this step. You don't have to do this step, but I am going to show you, if you're impatient like me, what happens when you use a heat gun. So I was a little impatient, and I took my heat gun. Hair dryer would be better. But I took my heat gun, and I used a heat gun. It does give it a little bit of a wrinkled look. If you use your heat gun, you get a little bit of a wrinkly look to them. Here, this one got it good, because it was a little warm. So if you're using a heat gun and you're like me and impatient, want to dry your paint quick, try a hair dryer, because you do get some wrinkles in your green bean. But take your green bean, and if you want to just grunge them up a tiny bit, I took a little bit of brown paint. Any kind of brown paint will work. This is satin chocolate by, I get it in Target. I have a bunch of it. It's satin chocolate brown paint, but use any brown paint you have. And then you want to dry brush, okay? We're going to dry brush, so I'm going to just wipe my paintbrush on a paper plate, paper, wherever you want to do, paper towel, piece of newspaper, and then just gently brush your green bean with your brown paint. And if you get too much brown paint, I just rubbed my finger on it a little bit. It just gave it a little grungy look. Give it a little bit of a grungy look. You don't have to do this step. I like all my stuff grungy. I like all my stuff grungy. So guys, then what I did is, you're going to take them, and I piled mine together. So I piled all mine together. I just gave them a little pile. Now there's only 5 here because the other one is drying right now. But I piled them together. I took a piece of twine. You can also use homespun if you want to wrap homespun around them. But I'm going to take a piece of thin twine, just regular thin twine. And I'm going to wrap my green beans with my thin twine. Just going to grab them, and I'm going to wrap them. And I'm making a little bunch of green beans, guys. I'm making a little bunch of green beans. Guys, you can make a green bean. You can make a green bean. I'm still laughing over this. You can make a green bean. It wasn't supposed to be a green bean, but it's a green bean. And I know a lot of my followers love the faux food. So I created a green bean. I created a green bean. And look how cute they look bunched. Don't they look cute bunched? Okay, there it is. I do have a hang tag that I wrote fresh green beans on. Fresh green beans. And I am going to tie this underneath my jute. If I can get it under my jute. I should have put the hang tag under the jute before I tied the knot. That would have helped. And now I'm just going to tie my hang tag on to my green beans. And now you have a cute little bunch. You have a cute little bunch. You have a cute little bunch of green beans. You have a cute little bunch of green beans. And if you were with me for a while and you made the berry basket, hello, you could put your green beans in the berry basket. Guys, you could put your green beans in the berry basket. How cute and adorable is this idea? And I came up with it myself because I was trying to make a bee out of these curlers and it didn't work. So, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this cute little video on how you could make, some faux green beans. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you know anybody who might like to make one of these, feel free to spread the love of the Silver Farmhouse. Thanks, guys.